I always wanted to be a singer. Like from the beginning, I used to bore my mum with it all the time and she'd say, okay. And then I was in singing lessons, I joined choirs, I was always singing with my friends, I would sing in school assemblies. But obviously I was actually quite shy, and it sounds like I was, like I just said, always singing, but I was always really nervous, and I just did it because I loved to do it and I knew I wanted to do it as my career. And I just worked at it from the very, very beginning and started working in more of a professional capacity when I was about 16. I was working with some producers, local producers, and working on some songs. I was recording with some producers and, recording songs that they'd written. And then I was just working in covers bands, and I was just sort of circulating the local area with as many musicians and singers as I could. I spent most of my, teen years in Southampton. I worked with a local producer, Mark Hill, who at the time was one half of the Artful Dodger project. Through that we had people like Craig David mainly, and lots of other incredible singer-songwriters. And I found that he had a studio in Southampton, which was down the road from where my mum lived. And so we literally dropped a demo CD into him. He'd actually written a house track that needed a female vocalist on it. And so he called me, and I just, went in and recorded it. And we just created a very instant bond. And from there, I trying my hand at the backing vocal session world, which I knew nothing about, but I was just lucky enough to get a couple of auditions and managed to get a couple of castings basically off of that. And one of the first jobs I had through that was the Lily Allen project, which was when she came out, and I was one of her singers. And from there I just kind of kept going and growing, and it's been a while. It's been a journey. So today I got to meet some amazing students here at Solent University, and we did an hour in the studio where I just took them through a very kind of realistic approach of what a job scenario is like for me. So from being sent an MP3 of a song for an artist and just listening to it and working through the backing vocal parts, and then just building on that, so that when it came to like performing it or auditioning for the song in front of the artist or the musical director, that they had an idea of how to prepare for that sort of eventuality. And then we sort of did a Q&A where they just got to ask me questions and shared some stories and shared some of my journey with them, and hopefully just give them some inspiration to do it themselves. I feel like Southampton's always been very, very good at pioneering, especially like in the arts, like with music. I remember when I lived here, there were so many places to go and see live music. There was lots of people performing music, there was lots of people studying music. There was a real hub of musicians and singers. And a lot of the people that I grew up with in this area doing it, we're still doing it, and we've all made really good careers out for ourselves. I would advise the students that want to get into the music industry today just to really work on building your reputation, building your brand, have people know who you are and have people know what you do. So building content is really important. Having a presence even if it's your local community, it doesn't have to be anywhere massive or it doesn't have to be huge, it's just a starting block. Local music scene in your local town or city, check out the music venues, perform, meet musicians and meet other singers. You might want to make a band, you might then want to just go out and earn money as a covers band, or you might want to write music and be an originals band. You can do both. And just then start just branching out, and then everyone's just got to start somewhere. So it's just stepping stones and just working on your craft and being good at what you're doing and just building your reputation. That will just start speaking for itself, because hopefully people will go, I need somebody, I'm going to call that person. And that person might be you, and that's when you've then got the next step up and so on. So yeah.